All right, today we're going to break down a single financial deal. But trust me, this is way more than just numbers on a page. It's a story about a project that was right on the brink of collapse, a wild last-minute rescue, and what it all tells us about how things really get built in today's, well, let's say tricky economy.
And it all kicks off with this number, $28.9 million. I mean, that is a huge figure. It's the kind of money that builds dreams. But if it suddenly vanishes, it can shatter them in an instant. This number? It's the absolute heart of our story.
So what's all that cash for? Well, it's the lifeblood for a brand new 56-unit apartment building down in Florida. We're talking about homes for dozens of families, a real tangible addition to a community. But you know, getting from a blueprint to a finished building, it's almost never a straight line.
And yeah, this deal was anything but a straight line. In fact, it was about to go completely off the rails. And that, right there, is where things get really interesting.
Seriously, just put yourself in the developer's shoes for a second. You've spent months, maybe even years, getting every little piece lined up. You're ready to break ground, you've got the financing all locked in, and then poof, the unthinkable happens. What do you do when the very foundation of your project, the money, just disappears?
This right here is the crisis point. With just one single week to go, the lender pulls the plug. The whole project is suddenly in total jeopardy. All that planning, all that money already invested, it's all about to become a complete write-off. You can just feel the clock ticking, right? The panic is definitely setting in.
And that's when a new player walks onto the field. This quote from David Palmer over at EBSC Lending, it really says it all. They saw a project in total chaos, and instead of a red flag, they saw an opportunity. They were ready to jump in and, like he says, pick up the pieces.
Now this is what's truly incredible. Just look at the sheer speed of this turnaround. Day one, the deal completely collapses. A week later, EBSC says, we're in. And just 28 days after that, they've closed the entire $28.9 million loan. I mean, in the world of commercial real estate, that is basically moving at the speed of light. It's unheard of.
So who are these financial first responders, right? How in the world can they move that fast when traditional banks are still shuffling paperwork? Well, this brings us to the absolutely crucial role of the specialist lender. See, unlike your typical big bank, a specialist lender like EBSC is built for exactly these kinds of messy situations. Their entire business is about being fast, being flexible, and handling complex deals that would make other financiers run for the hills. You could say they're the market's problem solvers.
And this is how they do it. Just look at this financing toolbox. Wow. They aren't just doing simple construction loans. They're into everything, from quick fix and flips to complicated industries like cannabis. It's this huge range of experience that gives them the creative muscle to see a crisis, jump right in, and figure out a solution in days, not months.
And make no mistake, these guys are not a small shop. They've invested over $2 billion of their own capital. A number like that tells you they have some serious experience and the financial horsepower to take on these big, complex rescues and actually see them through to the end.
Okay, so we've covered the high-drama financial rescue. But what's the point of it all? What is this $28.9 million actually building on the ground?
Now here's a little detail I thought was pretty interesting. The headlines all said Jacksonville. But if you actually dig into this source material, the story's a bit more specific.
The property is actually in historic St. Augustine, which is about 40 miles away from the main Jacksonville metro. And this is important because it grounds the project in a real community, close to stores and major highways, a really prime spot for new housing.
So, what's this thing going to look like? We're talking about a modern 5-story building with 56 total apartments, a mix of studios, 1-beds, and 2-beds. And you'll see here it also includes a small but really crucial component of affordable housing. With the 2026 completion date, this project is definitely on the fast track now.
And when you look at the features inside, it's pretty clear who they're trying to attract. You've got all the must-haves for a modern renter, in-unit washer and dryer, stainless steel appliances, quartz countertops, all the good stuff.
But the focus also goes way beyond the individual apartment. It's about community and lifestyle. I mean, a roof deck with a barbecue area, a co-working space for all the remote workers, a fitness center, even a dog run and a community garden. This shows it's not just about putting up walls. It's about creating a place where people actually want to live.
So okay, a loan was saved, a building is going up. Great. But why should you care about this one deal? Because honestly, it tells us something much bigger about the entire real estate market right now. This table really sums up the high-stakes game that was being played.
For the developer, the risk was total, catastrophic failure. For the lender, EBSC, the risk was jumping into a deal another lender had just run away from, but the rewards, they were huge. The developer saves their project, and EBSC gets to be the hero, solidifying a great relationship and, of course, a profitable deal.
So when you boil it all down, what did we learn? First, that financing can be incredibly fragile. Second, that these specialist lenders are becoming essential shock absorbers in a shaky market. Third, that having a pre-existing relationship is priceless when you need to move fast. But, most importantly, it's a reminder that behind all the finance jargon, the end result is something real. 56 new homes.
And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. As markets stay uncertain and the big banks get more and more cautious, could these kinds of fast-moving, specialist-led rescue missions become, well, the standard way projects actually get across the finish line? Is this the new normal for getting things built?